All right, so we're going to look at these darts, and darts are the removal of material to change form. Used a lot in clothing design and pattern making. It's basically you remove a shape, and then that's going to change the form. So one of the shapes that I'm pretty certain that I want to work with here is I want to cut this away, all right, which is this reverse curve taper, but it's in the middle of the form. Now, my suggestion is that when you take this sort of cut, that you take it longer than you do wide. So in other words, taking thick shapes or wide shapes out of here is going to make a lot of difference. So here, this is a long, skinny cutout. All right, so see that shape that I took out of there? Long and skinny. Now my clay is a little bit wet to be doing this, and I have a very, very thin cylinder, right? Your slab does not need to be this thin to make this cup. I've got my knife in here and I'm scoring that cut that I just made. All right, so you see what that looks like? It's a very subtle cut. And then look, I'm gonna gently push this in. Now, as you make these changes, the overall form is going to change, and you're going to get some little kind of points where you've made those changes. So the idea with this seam now, it's very tricky, is you're just trying, it's kind of like coil building. You're trying to push one a little bit over the other and hide that seam. Otherwise it'll open up, right? You've got to get some material from the inside over in one direction and some material from the outside over in the other direction. So my fingers are kind of going in opposite directions here. Closing that up. All right, so you can see how that really does affect the form. All right, it really does change the form. Another thing you want to think about is this cup. You're going to be drinking out of it. So you want to gently come around here before the cup gets too dry and take off that edge, right? When you cut clay at a square edge like that, there's two lines. The edge reads as two lines. So basically what you're doing is you're taking down those two lines to make a line that reads more in the middle. All right, so I'm just going to work around because that's important. And you need to do it every little step of the way or else it looks like it's been hammered. All right, so you kind of slowly work your way around this edge. And you can bring a sponge on it too at some point. Just not too much water. Keep water away from this right now. All right, so there's one dart.